Welcome everyone to our class today that we do once a month. For those of you who are going to be listening to me for the first time, my name is Gloria Ramirez, and I welcome you to this new class for this month, Five Principles to Maintain Inner Peace. And we all know that this is so important for us to not allow anything to take away our peace. Unfortunately, because a lot of times we're so busy and not exactly thinking when something happens that disturbs us, then we kind of get out of that inner peace. And today, what I like to do is really present some ideas that you can, if you feel there is an area that you can improve, obviously this is the opportunity. But always remember to do it with a love and respect, never putting yourself down or comparing or thinking that you have to feel guilty. The secret is to just notice what is happening and what habits you have that are not exactly empowering, and then being willing to change those habits. And as a matter of fact, I was recently preparing for a class that we're teaching in Spanish here at Ananda, and it was related to the topic was related to exactly what I am saying, that if you feel that you found out about a habit that you didn't know about, or you know about but still maybe you haven't done anything about it, the secret here is not to dwell on what you did wrong, but only to put energy into changing it, and be grateful that you are able to recognize and to have the humbleness to say, oh, I have this that I can change. So always look at anything when you do an introspection, always do it from that space of self-respect. And talking about introspection, this is what I'd like to invite you to ask yourself, and if you can just go ahead and close your eyes just for a moment, just a moment, and then I'll go ahead and ask you the question. And are you able to live in the present, meaning that you stay connected to what is happening around, that you live in gratitude, or that you are able to really, mm, that you are able to really stay focused and do one thing at a time, whatever is in front of you? And if that's the case, that's wonderful. But if not, then just think about what's the invitation for you. Is it that you might have the invitation to let go of projecting into the future and being fearful about what can happen, or maybe regretting the things that you did in the past, and even maybe being even upset about what happened? So just think about it for a moment. And if you tend to live mostly in the present, that's wonderful. If not, then obviously there is an invitation to maybe make some changes. So you can go ahead and open up your eyes right now. And the living in the present is an opportunity that really life gives us to um, be calm and center. It's center in inner peace, center in inner joy, center in love. And the thing is that we just have to pay attention, and and avoid going into automatic pilot, which sometimes that means that we don't even pay attention, but we keep moving and going and moving and going without paying attention to how we are responding to situations or reacting to situations. A lot of times what happens is that when we live in automatic and we don't realize that we can have control of our emotions, we a lot of times respond with fear, with anxiety, or behaviors that are negative. Sometimes, obviously, with anger, a lot of different ways sometimes that we respond to others. And the key is to live in the present so that way you are aware and can make the changes. And when we are not aware, when we are not living in the present, basically are almost like a robot, and not thinking and just reacting. So we can, instead of reacting, wisely choose to remain peaceful and always trusting that a solution will come to us at the right moment. This program that I was preparing for this week that I just mentioned about spiritual counseling, there was a reading that I was reading that said that in plants, there is always a nearby plant that is the antidote for anything that could be venomous. Okay, and it's amazing. That's what happens in nature. That I had heard it before. When I read it again, I was like, wow. There is always a nearby plant when there is a venomous plant, but there is another nearby plant that is the antidote. And isn't it amazing? Well, it's the same thing with us. We do have solutions. There are always solutions for absolutely everything, but the secret is not to get discouraged. And the secret is to be willing to pay attention to what is happening, and how maybe God wants to guide us in a totally different like path or a different direction. So that's again living in the secret of living in the present. Now, what's important is to pay attention, and when a challenging situation shows up, immediately take control of how you are going to respond to it. And again, this is the gift of living in the present, in the now. So you are totally aware of your behavior and your internal dialogue. So if the internal dialogue is negative, you can immediately correct it because you are paying attention. You see how powerful that is? And so living in this manner of living in the present can avoid really unnecessary stress and suffering. My question for you is this, and again, answer that question or do this introspection from a place of self-respect and self-love. And the question is, take a moment to reflect on how you respond to life's challenging situations. Do you do your best to go up and get out of the situations by avoiding what is happening, or do you calmly take a look at the situations? Or, and you can, maybe if you want, you can close your eyes for a moment. Or do you get angry easily? Do you get irritated easily? Do you get defensive easily? Do you take things personally easily? Take a look at that again, not with the intention of judging yourself, but only with the intention of knowing what is happening and then correcting the situation. Okay, so think about it. And if you feel that sometimes you respond with kindness and respect and with a lot of peace, perfect, wonderful. But if you feel that sometimes you also respond with anger, with feeling this defensive, insecure, I'm not good enough, whatever, then take a look at that and say, okay, I think I have some work to do. And all I have to do is just do whatever it's going to take for me to correct that behavior. And if you do it with love and with commitment and with intention, you can definitely change those behaviors. And so you can open your eyes now. So we have the ability to really take control or charge of my life. And I remember myself when I lived in autopilot and I was not thinking at all. And instead, I was reacting in most cases. I was angry, I was defensive, I was fearful, I was insecure. Oh my goodness, it was really awful. It was an awful existence. I remember that definitely I probably hurt a lot of people, and that's not nice either. I apologized to them later on. I did, but a lot of times we apologize and then we keep doing the same things. Fortunately, I have to be honest with myself that I really have changed a lot, and I have stopped being angry at people and reacting in an insecure way, and that has created a wonderful transformation in my life. So the same thing, we can little by little learn to respond instead of reacting negatively to difficult situations or to any situations. So very, very important to really give yourself the gift to pay attention, to be in the present, and to say, I don't have to respond like this. Number one, because you don't feel comfortable with it. And number two, because you are creating karma that is negative, because someone is going to do the same to you. That's for sure. That's the law of cause and effect, the law of karma. It's a boomerang effect. So we have to be very wise about not creating bad karma by the way we behave with others. So we can instead choose to respond with calmness, with faith that the solution is going to show up. We can learn not to take things personally. When we take things personally, that's definitely a sign of insecurity, because we cannot be pleasing everyone. We have to accept that there are some people that are going to disagree with us, and we have to be at peace with it, and not have to fight that, but just to accept that that it's the way life is, and to listen attentively without taking things personally, without being reactive, and always remaining serene. And really, I think the invitation for all of us is to uh, go inward in those moments when you are tempted to be angry, insecure, whatever, and just say, no, I don't have to go there. I, with the help of God, I can change this behavior. I can really learn um, to respond with kindness. And the other wonderful thing about these positive behaviors or responding with kindness is that you are loving yourself, because the more you treat others with love and respect, the more others are going to treat you the same way. And you are not going to have the law of cause and effect receiving back what you have sent out. So that's why the benefit is extremely good. So what I like to do is present 5 ideas, principles that you can use to maintain inner peace. And my invitation is to just pay attention, and maybe you can start with 1 or 2 right away, and the ones that resonate with you. And let's say that you are already at a level that you almost never respond in a way that is like stressful or with anger or anything, but still we have room to go higher and higher in this journey here on earth. So these are the 5 principles, and the first one is meditation. And we have talked about this so many times, of course. And meditating, the practice of meditation can help you stay focused and quiet your mind. We know this quite well. We don't have to do it for hours. It can be just for a few minutes, but being there, in silence with God, oh my goodness, it's so delicious. It's so wonderful. It's a nectar that we can drink at that moment. And so meditation helps you to make a conscious decision to leave the cares of the world behind for a while and stop worrying. So you just let go and surrender everything to God, and then you just totally let go at that moment. You just close your eyes and then allow yourself to be really in silence. Avoid doing meditations that are with music or anything like that, because that is not going to help you to be in silence. If you feel that you need like guidance when it comes to meditation, like a technique or anything like that, please let me know and I'll be happy to share with you like a guided meditation. So you can little by little learn to settle down and be still. Remember what the Bible says? Be still and know that I am God. In that silence, we are able to get to know God. We are able to feel God. We are able to feel God's love, but we have to do it all the time, consistently, every single day. So when once you go into that space again, even if it is for a few minutes, you can bring that feeling into your daily life, and then that is going to permeate whatever it is around you and whoever it is around you. So all you have to do is to create the habit of meditating every day. So that's number one. Then number two, breathe. And this is so important, dear friends, when you are in a moment that you are about to explode or get angry and all of that. If you find yourself in that space, take a moment to do a round of breathing exercises. We can do a couple in a moment, but make sure that you do that, because that's a wonderful thing that can help you instantly to regain control and to think properly at that moment. So this is a very important how can I say a practice. So let's go ahead and do a couple, and the first one is a simple one. We are going to go ahead, don't do it yet until I tell you to start. So we're going to just go ahead and inhale in through your nose and then exhale through your nose. That's all. And we're going to do it 10 times. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you to start by inhaling the number one, and then exhale. Two, inhale, exhale. Three, inhale, exhale. Four, inhale, exhale. 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 Keep your eyes closed for a moment, and let's go ahead and do this other one that is so wonderful, and it's called the measure breathing. So we're going to go ahead and inhale for 6 counts, hold it for 6 counts, and exhale for 6 counts. So let's go ahead and inhale for 6 counts, hold it, exhale. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Inhale, hold it, exhale. And one more time. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Beautiful. Now you can go ahead and open up your eyes. So you see how wonderful that you don't have to do all these numbers of times. You can just do it for less, but it's an opportunity to remember that breathing is quite important and it can save you at that moment from going into a situation that you can be reactive. That's very, very important. And then the next principle is love yourself. As you learn to love yourself, you open your heart to doing things that enhance respect and caring for yourself and for others as well. And so this is so important that loving yourself really it creates obviously a sense of self-esteem. And then with that self-esteem, the only things that you want to do is to be kind, to be loving to yourself, to others. You don't want to hurt anyone. You want to love the others the same way you are loving yourself. And that's a very important practice. So you learn to find solutions that feel positive and harmonious and help you to feel happy. And so loving yourself is extremely important. And remember, loving yourself includes in all areas, physically, meaning taking care of your body, of your diet, emotionally, taking care of your emotions, making sure that you don't hurt others, because otherwise you are going to not feel happy. That's not loving yourself. You will feel unhappy. You also spiritually, you love yourself, meaning that you do things that help you to keep progressing spiritually. You love yourself when you are interested in creating harmonious relationships. And this is quite important because the more you create the harmonious relationships, the more peaceful you're going to be. The other way around, it's also not loving yourself when you tend to be too strict with yourself, with others, too rigid, whatever it is. Then at the end, you're not going to be happy, and that's not loving yourself. So I really believe that loving yourself includes learning how to treat others with love and respect, because then you are going to feel quite happy. Then you are going to go to bed at night totally at peace, that you have done your part, that you have done your best. So that's love yourself. And then another principle, accept what is. Acceptance gives you the opportunity to allow things to be as they are without actively trying to change them. How many times have we been in situations where we want to change things that we know we cannot change? The only people that we can change is ourselves individually, but we really cannot change others. We have to accept others the way they are and accept what is. Let's say that there is a situation with someone who is not exactly a loving and a kind person. The only thing you can do is obviously set a boundary when it's necessary. But besides that, if the person doesn't want to change, you have to accept what is. So accepting what is, this practice really can contribute to better mental health and personal growth, and then overall well-being, meaning that you are going to not feel frustrated. A lot of times, dear friends, we have expectations of people that they need to behave this way, or that they need to reply to us this way, or whatever. One thing that I wanted to that I just remember right now is that I learned to practice, was that if people didn't respond to my emails or to my messages, then to just be at peace with it instead of thinking negatively about them. And then, you know what, this, I have been practicing this for a while, for many years, and very rarely I don't get responses from people. But years ago, when I was frustrated and all of that, it was just awful, because I was expecting for people to behave in a specific way. And I was like, no, I just have to accept that this person might not like to reply to messages, and I just have to accept that, and that's okay. And then so that the ability to not have expectations about people and people's behaviors, and how they respond to us, is an amazing way to feel free, and not in bondage with those expectations. So be willing to do that. Acceptance also allows you to move forward more effectively through challenges, because you embrace the present moment and accept the present moment as it is. And then what you can do is focus on what is important and work towards positive change without denying or rejecting reality, meaning that you just keep doing your best, and then you totally accept that, let's say in an office, a lot of times we want for people to respond maybe a little faster to projects and this and that. And our job is to really to do our best and leave the rest to God, and accept what is. Accept that I cannot force anyone to do anything. I have to be responsible for my part, obviously, but the rest I have to leave. The rest I have to place in the hands of God. And this is also very connected to the last principle, which is always you do your best. When you do your best, then you leave the rest to God. And I highly recommend for those people that do their best, but still worry about the results, or about what's going to happen. I personally like to practice, because of the teachings of Ananda, is to do my best and to not be attached to the fruits, to just do my best in the sense of, okay, this is what I'm going to do, but I doesn't have to look one way or another in the sense of the results. I just have to leave that in the hands of God. And at the end of the day, if we leaving in the hands of God, what is going to happen is that the result is going to be amazing. And it gives you a sense of relaxation, knowing that you are doing your part, and then you are having faith and surrendering the results to God, instead of having doubts or fear or anything, because it's not going to add to your inner peace if you fill your mind with fears and doubts or preoccupations. So the secret here is for you to be willing to just say, okay, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to leave the results to God. And then that's all. There's nothing else I can do. I can go ahead and continue either working with this project, or getting into the next project, but with a sense of like peace and contentment. Yeah, really, that's what it is. When you do your best, your heart is at peace, your consciousness is at peace, and you feel a sense of contentment. That's exactly what it is. And as you do your best, and also the other thing is to commit to becoming the best version of yourself every day, meaning that you are working on that project, really not so much to complete the project. Yes, you want to complete it, but really thinking about how am I becoming a better version of myself. For example, you work in a team, and you think about how you are becoming a better version of yourself by being patient, by being like not critical of people, but the opposite, being praising people. And so we all have a wonderful opportunity every single day to become the best version of ourselves every day. And that's what projects give us the opportunity. That's what work gives us the opportunity. And that's what people give us the opportunity to become a better version of ourselves every day. And then when it comes to the fruits of what we are doing, we can just leave that to God. And that's practicing detachment, meaning not attached to the result. So I invite you to consider really deepening your practice of these principles, and or maybe taking one or two of these principles: meditate, breathe, love yourself, accept what is, and always do your best, to really take them into a deeper level, higher level of practice. And just imagine how your life can improve even more as you apply these principles in your daily life. It's a wonderful opportunity. We are here, dear friends, for us to really become better versions of ourselves every day. So not only we impact our own lives, but also the lives of those people around us. That's very, very important to understand that. So that's my invitation. This is what this how can I say, the main and like the main reason why I wanted to talk to you about this is because they're really it's an opportunity for us to know that the maintaining inner peace is our choice. No one, dear friends, can take our peace away. We cannot say that this situation or the other situation took us our peace away. No, if it is happening, it's only because we have allowed to happen, because we have tools, we have God in our lives that can help us to really, really stay centered and maintain that, not only that inner peace, but with that inner peace comes a sense of joy, and obviously that sense that God is with us and that everything is okay. So my invitation again is for you to consider maybe using these principles at a higher level, and maybe you can take one or two right away and focus on working on them. That's my invitation. And so now I remind you that I do this class once a month, every month, the first Thursday of each month. And I also like to remind you that I do coaching. I have been doing it for many years, 24, and it is how I can only see transformation in people. You can either do a single session, or you can do this program that is called 12 Steps to Mastery. It's a wonderful program to be able to let go of the limiting beliefs about yourself, all these negative internal dialogue, and then replace all of that with new behaviors, with affirmations, with ways in which you can overcome all that maybe you have been bringing with you for a while. And so if you like to learn more about it, you can send me a message, or go to my website is gloriaramirez.com, or send me an email or a phone call. You can find that in the website. And again, the free class is the first Thursday of each month. And These classes are not long, so that's better because that way you don't have to take too much time out of your busy schedule. The next class is how to cultivate harmonious relationships, and it's Thursday, April 4. This is a wonderful, wonderful program that invites us to really know that there are, how can I say, habits that we can embrace to be able to cultivate those harmonious relationships. Remember, everything is about us, meaning how we can change from within. Sometimes we think that it's about people and that if they change, then we're going to be better. No, dear friends, it's all about how we want to either practice acceptance or practice forgiveness or practice compassion or practice setting up boundaries. Oh, you name it. There are a lot of things that life invites us to practice. And the more we practice all those wonderful positive habits, the more we are able to have a harmonious life and obviously harmonious relationships. And just to close, if you feel that you have been inspired by this class, you can consider making a contribution, and all you have to do is just go to gloriaramirez.com/giving. That's where you can contribute if you like to. And then I thank you for your presence, because obviously the more we connect like this and create an energy of responsibility, the more we can help others. So thank you so much for your willingness to connect and to do your part. I thank you. And now we are going to go into the space of questions and answers. If you have any or any comments, obviously you can do that right now. Let's go ahead and do that.